Get it up, Rachel. Woo! Come on. Woo! Get it, Leah. Get it, Leah. Woo! Come on, Rachel. Go. Go. Yeah. 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 Get it, Louis. Woo! That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Woo!
Yeah, I like him. Sure, that's true.
In the kitchen, that's right. Yeah. Give it up to Leah. Manifest. Hey, yeah, hold it down for us. Yeah. Look at Brittany, her done. Let's forward. Nature based, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Well done, y'all. Bringing it home. Who's catching their breath?
I already sat down.
Yeah, you're like, I'm done. All
My
right.
body's like, come on, back to Empress.
Back to Empress. All right. So, welcome to the Manifest X Monday Mastermind. Who's excited to be here?
Woo!
All right. Welcome to Queen and Karina. It's good to have you. So I am Louis Brandmeier, client success coach. It's a little new, it's a little different this time. We have an amazing guest speaker for you, in case you already haven't already met Fred. I don't know where he is on your screen. He's over here on mine. So we're going to start. Now that we're in our body, we're going to get into our highest expression through a little bit of a meditation. And from there, we'll have Fred speak. Then we'll do some hot seats. And this is the breakout room. This is the break-in room. All right. And yeah, for those of you who, I'm guessing most of you have already been either members or involved. But for those of you who aren't yet, there'll be a special opportunity at the end to join or find out where you want to join in what we got going on. That sound good for all of you? The whole thing? Cool. What's your kid's name? Queen.
My name is Luna.
What's that?
Luna.
Luna. Hi.
Hi, Luna.
Excellent.
Luna.
Lights are on,
Luna,
everybody
come
who's here. Beautiful. All right. So what I'll invite you all to do is get your right hand, bring it to your physical heart. This is the heart math, heart focused breathing technique. And just close your eyes and take a deep breath into your heart together right now. And let it go. And again, deeper and stronger. Once more. Let it go with a sigh. And let your hand fall loose. Breathe in energy and light into your heart. Imagine that going down, stretching into your tailbone, through your legs, through your feet, like golden roots, digging down into the earth, digging down through the carpet and the floor, through the foundations of the building, through the crust of the earth, down past the rocks and the dirt, down past the fossils, maybe some dinosaur bones, down past the magma, the lava, all the way down to the molten core of the earth, where your energy anchors into 3 trillion tons of unwavering support and grounding. Breathing that in, knowing you are always held and always perfectly stable and provided for. Breathing that back up, all the way up along the same path, through your feet, into your legs, and then breathing it up your spine, blooming and blossoming each and every one of your chakras as it goes. Till it reaches the top of your head. And then notice just above you, a ball of light, of energy. Notice what color it is. And then just step into that ball of light, leaving your body exactly where it is. And float up, up, up. Past the roof, past the clouds, past the atmosphere, past the moon, the planets, the stars, through bright colors and dark colors, faster and faster now, moving through a golden band of energy and through a pink cloud of compassion that's jello-like. Noticing at the edge of this cloud of compassion, a window into pure, pearly, iridescent white light. And as you step into that window, into that realm of light, notice you can let go of your bubble now and immerse yourself fully into this space. Notice what's not possible here. Notice what isn't love here. This is the space of infinite love and infinite possibility. And just choosing what you desire and decide is your heart's greatest hunger in this moment. What do you want to create for your business or for your life in general? Once you have that clear, because clarity creates reality, be ready to use it to fill in the blank and repeat the following. Creator of all that is, or you can say source or God or whatever you like. Creator of all that is, it is requested that I have And then fill in the blank. In my life now, in the highest and best way, with ease and grace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. Picture the whole universe as if you were looking at a whirlpool and you place your finger into that whirlpool and you're stirring your desires in. And then it spreads out like a wave going in all directions, spherical, moving at all angles outwards. Breathing that in. Trusting that your clarity is literally creating reality. Trusting, knowing that people, circumstances, opportunities, synchronicities, serendipities are on their way and rushing towards you. That what you want wants you, is as hungry for you as you are for it. Taking one more deep breath from within that white, pearly space. And then like Superwoman or Superman, stepping out of the whirlpool, out of that pearly iridescent space, floating, flying, speeding through the cosmos, all the way back down to your body. Floating back in through your heart or the top of your head. Anchoring again into your feet on the floor and those golden roots. Taking one more very deep breath to ground yourself. And then as you're breathing back out, start to wiggle some fingers and toes, bringing yourself back into the room. Yeah, feel free to share in the chat box how that was for you, or even what you're manifesting. Karina says, fuck yes. Or is it fucks yes? It's just the way we spell it here. Epic. Manifesting vitality. Welcome to Walt. Welcome to Chantel. Great to see you all. Snuck in during the cosmic meditation. All cool. Maybe you didn't sneak in. I mean, maybe there was sneaking involved, maybe not. All right. Rachel says, I'd like to show you a card that I would have your meditation reminded me of. All right, we'll take this one share and then we're going to put Fred in for teaching us how to create, fill, and monetize six-figure events. Who's excited about that? Yay, super cool. Manifesting more clients. So yeah, please, Rachel, I would love to see your card.
Hey, so 2 points about it. One of the first trips that I took after COVID, like loosened some restrictions, like early in 2021, I was flying Delta and they had this waiting on my table when I got there. It says, the world has been waiting for you, so have we. I don't know why. I know now why it resonated with me. This is when I was still a happy DA, living my life. And so a year after that, I resigned and I immediately had these clients that were just like ready for me. And I was like, oh, that's what this meant. The world was waiting for me to be free and take these clients. Cycled through that. And just now, when we were in the meditation and how I was about to give up on my law practice, over the past few weeks and everything turning around. And in your meditation, you said to think that everything that we want is eagerly wanting us to and to see what's happened now that I got real clear on my pricing, what I'm offering, and people are like, thank God, we've been waiting for you to get clear on that. And this just popped in my head again. So thanks.
Oh, thank you. Who else was inspired by what Rachel just shared? We all rise together. Thanks, Rachel. Love that. All right. So, I don't have words to introduce Fred. Both because I don't know him enough and because his awesomeness is extraordinary. So we're going to bring you up as if to the front of the room. Thanks for all the love in the chat box to everybody and from everybody. Beautiful. And yeah, take it away, my brother.
Definitely appreciate it. And am I able to just grab the little screen share for the presentation? Simple stuff.
Oh yeah, you want to co-host you?
Yeah, I got 10 slides of illumination ready for us.
Consider
It's
it done.
10 bars. So, and I'm really super happy and thankful I have a chance to really talk here, because again, this is the part where a lot of us, we want to get this part right. So I want to be able to set the tone and tension just like we just did, because at the end of the day, we all have talent, skills, gifts, and abilities. And I think, and I believe, and I know that if we get all of those in alignment, then typically what happens is we get the outcomes that we desire. So there's two basic parts of the thinking through this, as I call it, that I train my clients on. And I can get a little left brain, and I will do that on purpose, because I am very much so on the right side of things. Like my head is in the clouds, but also my feet are firmly planted on the ground. And in my world, we need both so that we can keep score by putting money in the bank. So we can talk and we can plan, but it takes money to buy land. And I like that kind of stuff. So it's okay. I'm getting an amen. We got church up in here. Bigger clicks. And this is interactive. And all of my stuff, like I have a workshop format. It's not masterclass. It's not webinar. It's like, no, real-time stuff. A little bit about my background. I was in the automotive industry for a very, very long time, and I finished up actually facilitating for Kia, the people who actually make the cars. So I had a chance to rewrite some of their curriculum as well, and it affected like 20,000 salespeople. I finished up from doing that. And then I got into other industries, but I've also been on the online world. I've worked behind the scenes with like some companies like Traffic and Funnels, and I was working with Billie Jean as marketing, not the name drop or anything like that. I legitimately am a dumb animal. Okay. Don't know how I got into those lanes, but I do believe in the power of manifestation. I do believe in the power of proximity. I believe in the power of intention. And that's how I facilitate my lead generation courses, is because I come from an insurance world, and just from a very high level, it's very boring. I like boring, structured manifestations because they tend to stick a lot longer. So I wish it was sexy, but there's probably some other sexy stuff out there. And the only thing that I really ask, and I'm being very serious about this, like, I want real interaction. This is for you. That's my zone of genius, is literally facilitating this kind of information. And my challenge to you is to really go out there and test it. Like, test it, practice it, share your wins. And I really do want to take a quick inventory of how many people we have here, because right now we're showing 11. And for anybody who's watching the replay, if you happen to have that as well, really stop, take a half-second step back, because this time is for you. It really is. I want to be able to create a space where maybe the stuff that I'm saying is going to hit your brain a little bit differently, because that is part of the transformational process. but I also like to hold enough space because I don't like to impose my will. I'm never that person. It's your dream, it's your vision, it's your goal. That's why I said I like slow, boring procedures and processes to say, hey, put this over here. And my sources are directly from, me doing it for 26 years, plus also for the last year, I've been coaching with Facebook directly. So it's a little bit of a different story when you're manifesting and really coaching at those different levels. And I admittedly had no idea. I thought everybody talked to Facebook, and I'm being very serious about that. Like, no, we don't talk to Facebook, like weirdo. Like, I don't know. But these are the lanes that I've been in for a long time. And I'm here to not impress you, but just to press upon you that you take these exercises that you're learning here at Manifest X and you really put them into practice. Practitioners, sometimes perfect practice makes perfect. I just believe that done is better than never. I personally believe in just closing cycles. If y'all with me, let me know. If not, I understand. This stuff tends to work on startups all the way to multi-billion-dollar companies. And I'm gonna do my best to also keep up with the chat. I am an old dinosaur, so I am just now getting back on all social media. I used to have teams that outsource this stuff, but what I noticed was that my manifestations were starting to shift without my direction. So you don't ever want to have your creative going too far without you. I always like to inspect what I expect as well. So I said, you know what? Let me go back to lead generation. Guys, I'm really good at that. so that's why I'm here today with you. And my challenge for you is to really take this and really make it your own. I'm going to give you structures and frameworks that are literally not only just coming from a $160 million an hour company, but also things that I've done in practice as well. And the whole challenge is for you to synthesize it and let's role play it. Because even when I also do a lot of advertising, just even for myself right now, but I had agencies and stuff like that, not to impress you, but just like I said, literally just let you know the breadth of the experience that you're about to undertake. Is that fair? Because this is really about you. So with that being said, I don't want to be too long-winded because here's the first test. I'm going to show you my first slide. It's an introductory slide, and I want some real responses. Look, if we can have a real, safe, transparent, vulnerable, I know we want to project ourselves, and that's okay. I'm asking and I'm moving in a very specific way to ask you a very specific question. So let me go ahead and do that right now. So, you ready? All right. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right, cool. So somebody please tell me, and I'm going to play this from the start. Not sexy stuff at all. Very boring white piece of paper, right? Can somebody read that off to me?
Yes. The
Okay.
science of lead generation. The science of lead generation tactics our clients use for a 6 to 7 figure year, week, month, or day.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. How many of y'all think that's bullshit?
Nope.
No, because you said science.
Okay.
Because it's you.
So,
I feel you.
okay. So, but have we seen this before?
Yes.
So could it be different?
I don't, could it be different? Can you give me a little bit more clarity? Could it be?
That's what we're looking for. See how that works? Everybody's looking for clarity. What do you mean? And that's what we have to do. We have to smooth out our lead generation efforts based on our audiences. We always have to ask when we're going through slides, like, what do you mean? So, and that's one of the reasons why as a speaker, when you're talking to your clients and your audiences as well, they're going to have this internal dialogue. I like to bring it out up front so that we all can see it, because I want you to go through the experiences that I'm thinking through as I'm working to build out lead generation campaigns. Like when I was just out in Reno, I talked to my Facebook rep. They wanted me to do like $75 per day in ad spend. I'm like, I do like $25. Like, you guys are 35? Like, so, but the reasons why I say that is because I understand how my audience thinks. And I'm always saying to myself, what do you mean? Because clarity trumps persuasion. A lot of people are used to outdated sales tactics. So the reality of it is, we're coaches. Or how many of us, and there's another distinction right there I want to make. How many of us really believe that we're either salespersons or coaches or both? And I want to get feedback on this, please. That's why this whole slide is here.
I'm definitely both.
Okay.
Yes.
Both.
Okay. Cool. So I was looking for another what do you mean? Because the reality of it is we need both, to your point. Sometimes we have to get people into things as well as out of things. So typically coaches work to get people out of things. So that's a different vernacular versus us wanting to get people into things. Like when I ran my ad, I wanted to get them into my funnel. So what I said was, okay, great. Here's a 15-second ad that I did. I did it right here. I held my phone. I knew who my audience was. I used my formula. And then I spent $80 to get the right person in my group. And I think somebody was there with me this weekend in Reno. They walked right up to me in the room. Just think about how incredible that is if you were actually able to, your messaging is so clear where people will just walk up to you that you don't know and they go, hey, Fred. And it was in a casino. Think about that. There was gambling around, machines, distractions, right? But the message was so super clear. Now, if you can do that with one person, you can do that with 2, you can do that with 4, you can do that with 8, you can do that with 16. It starts getting geometrical, even if you don't run an ad, right? It's all in the words that we use. So if we're able to do that with one person and get them into an offer, then it's just math at that point in time. So if we're able to tie our words into the math, then that's practically how we can't use the word guarantee, but we can stack the odds in our favor that we'll have a 6 to 7 year, week, month, or day. Was that clear? Any questions, thoughts, or concerns? Fred's a psycho. You see that working?
No,
Super
it's
cool.
awesome
math.
sauce. Yeah, you got me. I love it. Words into math. Awesome.
100%. That's how I like to write. I like to write with the math in mind. I like to manifest with the math in mind because it's important. It's up there with oxygen. So I really want to make that key distinction. And who has any questions on what I just said so far before I move on to the next slide, or any thoughts?
Yeah, so clarify what you mean by the math.
Cool. So what I mean by the math is if you have an offer, will you hit your number based on how you're talking to your audience?
That can be considered the logic brain, like the accounting record brain, and then the words is the right brain then. So do you bring the math into play?
100%. So you would need to know how you speak in relation to where your audience is, and you want to meet them. You always say you want to meet your audience where they are, but it also has to do with like your offers themselves. Like you don't feel confident you can sell $5,000 offer, and guess what? Your audience believes that too. Maybe you don't see enough value. These are the things that stop us from putting math behind our words, is the confidence level behind it. You agree or disagree?
Agree.
Yeah, that's just one of many functions though. Also, what it boils down to is your vision. What do you vision your clients wanting to have? So now with that being said, I'm gonna go into the second slide. So what are they looking for these days? See, now we're gonna start putting more meat on this bone right here. So your clients really these days are looking for advanced level proficiencies in what you're doing, and it also being communicated properly in their love language, not necessarily yours. That's today's lead generation game. Can anybody see how that could be inaccurate, or is it accurate, or what are your thoughts on that?
It's definitely accurate. People don't want to be hard sold. They don't want to be a number on a list. Their love language, I've found their love language is mostly like becoming related, like actually having real conversations.
Yeah, 100%. Anybody, what else? Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree because because everybody's different. So even if you're talking in a way that would sell you, you're still only hitting part of your market because everybody's different. So you want to talk everybody's language, not just your own.
Okay. Was everybody agree with that? Any thoughts on that?
Well, what if the love language is physical touch? What are you going to do there?
I have an answer for that. I can tell you what the answer. I'm curious what the room's going to say. I have the answer. I really do.
Oh my.
Because these things really do affect conversions. At the end of the day, we want people to engage and enroll with us, right? So what you said, because I'm more of a digital kinesthetic, because I know VAX and NLP and everything else in between. I've taken disc profiles and lions and tigers and bears. So I'm one of the very few people who really is dialed in like that. But what if your clients aren't like that and they're struggling, and yet you want to help them out and you want to charge appropriately for your energy?
Oh, right there. Charge them appropriately for your energy. That's a gem right there. Right there.
I want to use an example, actually, if that's okay.
100%.
Okay, cool. So I've actually worked with someone in like on the call. Queen Nia has done literally energy work and body adjustments with me. And so whenever someone said like, what do you do? Physical touch? And I'm like thinking, well, yeah, depending on what you do, you might do physical touch. And literally it has saved my life. Like I'm not exaggerating when I say it has saved my life. So sometimes like when it comes to scalability, it's just literally having real life interactions with people who care about you. I mean, that's a really impactful way to market. It's not just a tactic. It's like delivering something very real.
100%. So and I appreciate that. If I'm able to sum that up, if we can have very descriptive language in our marketing and advertising that's also compliant, because we also have to be beware of wild claims. And that's what my zone of genius is. I've been in some of the hardest industries marketing on Facebook and offline and just crushing conversions, because the first thing I do is I read the terms and conditions on anything I do, period. So if you're not doing that, and like I said, sometimes this can get a little bit left brain, but it doesn't matter like what platform you're on, especially when you're working with people in the insurance lane. I'm still in cannabis, like a lot of different lanes that are heavily regulated, because at the end of the day, we produce some magic for our clients. Would you agree? So we have to make sure that if we're talking to a brand new cold audience, because there's 3 basic types of audiences: hot, warm, and cold. So if you didn't know that, please write that down, because those are literally 3 different types of the same love language. So as an example, when I ran the ad for this weekend's event, I was speaking as if I did not know the person, and it's a different language versus saying, hey, y'all know me, what's up? Want the homie hook up, yes or no? So it sounds it sounds completely different, even though there's familiarity. So I was speaking as if I didn't know the person already, visualize the ultimate outcome that I can give to them, and explained it in a way that was their love language. And that's why I was able to get that person for $80. I got a few more, but I was specifically looking for that one person. I put them in my group to say, hey, this is what happens when you do that right. So people want the experience for your stuff as well. And that's the point that I want to make in this whole presentation. So even if you aren't doing lead generation, like somebody give me an example of what you do, and we can role play that right now. We can go right into it.
I do events. I do 3-hour webinars. Yeah.
Okay. So when you say events, what's your bread and butter event as an example?
Make love easy.
Make love easy.
So that you can have your next relationship be the last and best relationship you'll need to have in your life.
There it is. The last and best relationship of your life by Louis Brantmeyer. Everybody give a round of applause. Really? That's how it is. You just put that "so that" right after that. And that's when the magic in your offer starts unveiling itself. And it really is an irresistible offer. Who really felt what he said? I mean, was that, did you feel that? Yeah, 100%. And that'll stick. That's his unique love language for his audience. So now he can make it very specific by talking about a very specific story that inspired him to go into that direction. So what inspired you to really go in that direction with your offer?
Failing a lot at relationships and giving my heart fully, and being heartbroken within relationships that I really wanted to work out.
I mean, and I appreciate that, brother. How many of us can identify and relate with that? There it is. So what did you discover that was able to really not only just shift your energy, but shift the energy of your clients as well?
That what people need is not to heal limiting beliefs, but to step into a new structure and a new identity with support and accountability around that, so that they can attract not just the partner, but the life that they love.
There you go. And just one final question, and then we'll move on to the next slide. Why are you the expert and authority in that?
Well, the only way to learn is through failure. The key is it doesn't have to be your own. And boy, have I failed more than most people I've ever met, which has also led to some really great successes. So
you see how real that is? I resonate with that. And just recording that on a phone and putting it out there is enough to convert and get your love language out there to your clients as well, and the ones who are looking for you.
Cool. That
Better
just
to have loved
became-
and lost than never have loved at all.
And you can put that as your key talking point. And since she gave you that, now you can test that as well in the marketplace, because she may have other different stories as well that will, and this is really how you build out your advertising. This is how you build out your marketing. This is how you build out a lot of stuff, is because your words can start the conversation, but you also ultimately want to connect with where that person's at in their life, and then bring your offer as the solution. And you're literally some people say closing's a bad word. I like, no, I've one call closed billionaires. I've had fun doing that stuff. When you're closing people's stories in their heads, you're just a movie director at that point in time. They're the actors and actresses. They're the right. You're just there as a person just directing the movie because it's their stuff. You don't ever want to technically be the news. Again, I would prefer you let them just you help them manifest it, and then they really own that solution. I look at myself as a facilitator whenever I'm doing lead generation stuff for my clients. Like, I do my best to go deep and understand how they're thinking, why they're thinking what they're thinking, what inspired them to go in that direction for their solution, and then map out that course of action for your clients. Hopefully that was helpful. I see some hands raised. Any other questions? Was that helpful?
Damn helpful. Super good.
I do have a question. So what I do is pretty diverse as far as clientele goes. I help people to unload their emotional baggage, if you will, through the lost art of the love letter. And I help people compose the right words that carry a frequency that really sets them free. But this is for different dynamics. And so if I do public speaking, I've been on a lot of TV and radio and podcasts. I don't have my own, I don't choose that. But if I'm speaking to a general population, because what I do is a bit off the hook, I'm like Cyrano de Bergerac in drag, okay? And so I want to language it in a simple way that will hook in anybody that has any type of dynamic, whether it's estrangement, a falling, or a breakup that they want to get past, or they want to reheat the souffle in their current situation, or friendships or family or whatever it is, eulogies even. So I don't know, I have such a broad spectrum of heartache that I deal with. I'd love some tips on how to kind of dial it in so I can brand what I do a little better.
Oh, I see some people nodding their heads. This is about to get real. I love it. That's what I'm saying. This is a workshop. Let's go. All right, I got the answer for you. So are you ready for the answer?
I'm ready.
All right. I go shopping. Probably wasn't expecting that, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yep, I'm about to show you exactly what I mean. Because what happens is sometimes we can have a lot of different angles for what we offer, even if it's the same offer and we say it like a bazillion different ways. At the end of the day, what I'm looking for are market trends. I'm looking for what the conversation currently is. So, and that's really how I'm able to adjust on the fly. So what I mean by going shopping is I go to the Facebook ads library. So if I'm going to go look up a topic, give me just one topic as an example, please.
Okay, let's talk about family estrangement. That's my biggest call.
Okay, cool. Family estrangement. Let's see if there's anybody out there talking about this. Oh, so we have All Saints Episcopal Church. Why would my mom love a hand illustrated family portrait? So Tracy Moore movie House. All about parenting. So all about parenting, whatever they're saying, they got enough to be running about 3 ads so far. It says, especially for parents who are sick and tired of nagging their kids to shut up the
Not
TV.
quite it.
Okay, so could you give me another one?
Okay. How about okay. All right. And okay, this is a tricky one because I just had this one twice. So somebody's married, they love their significant other, their spouse, their partner, but they've outgrown that person for real. And they don't want to hurt feelings, but they part company in the most benevolent way. This way.
Okay. I just took away outgrowing spouse.
Okay.
Okay, so that wouldn't be it. Let's look at potential divorce. That's one of the possible things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Potential
we're-
divorce.
See,
But
we're
it's
just-
like, yeah.
Yeah, we're just spitballing. It's not perfect. We're just kind of
Mhm.
just really the alchemy. We're making the sausage in real time. Me and you have never had this conversation before. So what I'm doing is literally, and if anybody else has any more ideas or thoughts, but what will happen is by us doing this a couple times, usually between 3 to 5 times, we'll start dialing in exactly what the market is talking about, and people are willing to run an ad for because they've already done research and may have done that as well. So let's just say, for example, is this making sense so far to everybody? I want to make sure.
Yes.
Even if we don't hit it directly on the head, that's the reasons why research is so important. And I do a lot of this before I run any types of ads. I want to see what's out there already. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, because the reality of it is if it's too unfamiliar, then your audience won't convert. So
Okay.
if it's too unique, they won't convert. And even Facebook was talking about it last week in their communities editions, where most people are looking for super wide, super narrow conversations, but deep in topic. So what you're talking about is a deep topic, and you may be first to market on it, but the reality of it is somebody may have lightly touched on it via like an organic marketing post. There might be a Facebook group, because even if we don't see it right here, we can go to Facebook group search and just see what's on there. You can do it with LinkedIn group search. You can do it. You follow me? The pattern's going to be the pattern to figure out what traction your idea already has. I don't want to invest in, me personally, I look at my ad spend as investments. I don't want to invest in something that's unfounded. I would like to look for at least a little bit of traction on the subject. Like, especially if there's something that really inspires you. I use Google Trends. Like, so what I will actually do is, like, on my timeline, I have certain alarms for certain keywords. And then if an article pops up, guess what? It's on my Google Trends, and I can see the article.
Okay.
So that'll be something else or the other one would be Amazon as well. So if we can't find it here, let's go to Amazon.com and let's go shopping over there.
Yeah, when I work with clients, it's such tender turf. It's personal that a lot of them, like with the estrangement, they don't want to share that with anybody. It's too, quote, embarrassing. They feel like they'll be judged, or they know how to approach a sticky situation. So
understood. And that's the other reasons why I like to look at Amazon as well, because sometimes what you can do is look at the reviews, and sometimes you will find the answers in the reviews as well. So do you see anything here that would lightly remit, says what type of estrangement?
well, I often work with people that haven't spoken to a family member or a dear friend even for as long as 30 years. And with
Okay.
one letter, they get back in their life.
And that's happened to
Yeah.
me as well. I've had
Yep.
that happen in my life with my mom. So
Okay.
family estrangement has 16 reviews right here. This one has 65, so that has a little bit more traction. Family estrangements, how they begin, how to mend, and how to cope with them. Would that be a
Okay.
helpful book to look in further for detail?
Well, I already got it down. I don't need the details on the whys and wherefores. I want to market.
Are you open to some coaching right now?
Oh, I'd love it. Thank
Okay,
you.
so what I would like to do is go further into that thought, because
Uh-huh.
you have 65 people who have left their real feedback out there for the public to see.
Okay. How do I
So
see that?
yeah, so right here, if you click onto the 65 right here,
Okay.
yeah, so then you will see 65 people pouring out their souls about the good, the bad, and the ugly of that one topic that somebody wrote about in a book.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be something as I would say this is the best example of estrangement, but this is one professional person history of estrangement. So that 5 people found that one helpful. So that's enough for me to
Yeah.
read. I can probably talk about that or get some content ideas from that. Does that make sense? All I'm looking for,
Yeah.
I'm just saying people have,
Yeah.
so even though there's 65 things here, 65 people have purchased this. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So that's it's math at this point in time. So whatever this person has said, either in their description of the book,
Uh-huh.
either in the description or the reviews,
Uh-huh.
somebody has also given them feedback as well. So we have 65 cycles here of people
Uh-huh.
paying. So this is monetized.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
looking for right now. I'm looking for the most monetizable angle that I can talk about. So that way I can start getting out there in the market. And the more that I'm getting out there in the market, the more traction I'm going to get with my specific solution for my specific clients. And that way you're not knocking anybody's stuff off. You've just found one model that's just been monetized 65 times. That's all.
Okay. Okay. So I'm thinking, as you can see, I have a book here,
Mhm.
which has great endorsements on
Okay.
Gray and a lot of luminaries, but I have it all in chapters for, for each of these areas that I work with. And I'm thinking maybe I should just change it into a mini series. Might be
You could.
better, huh?
You could, and that's part of one of the examples that I'm gonna get into later. I just wanted to say that this is a synthesis that I do. So even if you hit a dead end on this, you could just change the keyword, between Facebook and literally just do this for a solid hour to just maybe find the angle that for a fact is your sweet spot and you're passionate about. Because even if it's the right thing that's been monetized 65 times for somebody else, it still may not be the necessary angle that you can co-sign on or get behind, if that makes sense.
So Fred, can I ask? So you went to Amazon.com. Before that, you went to Facebook, was it? Or
Yes,
what was
I went to Facebook ads library.
ads library?
Yep.
Okay.
So when you go to the Facebook ads library, is this helpful for everybody else as well? I want to check in. Okay, cool. So Facebook ads library, and then from there, you're able to just put that whole thing in there like I did before. I'm gonna put family estrangement in there because I don't know if I did that the last time. So let me put in family estrangement. Because somebody was willing to run an ad in order to invest in it. So what I'm looking for are how many times that person has spent money for that exact same thing. Like All About Parenting is literally running ads. This one has, like The Atlantic has, so some parents unable to repair or empathize the damage they cause or continue to inflict. It doesn't sound like that's your market, but the concept will still be relevant.
Yes.
There's 4 ads that use this creative context. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Somebody's
Yeah, this is golden.
Yeah, somebody's absolutely spending money on this right now to push this message out. This is their salesperson. They don't ask for employment, they don't ask for raises, benefits. They're working 24 hours a day for that person. So if you're able to go into and then see the ad details, then you can go down their funnel and just check out exactly what they're talking about. So this is where they're taking people to this article.
Yeah.
And you can just take that
I
principle
want to
and
read that.
yeah, so hopefully that's really helpful.
Oh, it's so helpful. It's golden. Thank
Okay.
you.
Cool.
Really appreciate it.
And shout out to my boy Alaric, man. I love this guy. He's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love. That's why I was asking you who you hang out with. It was a trap.
Oh yeah, he's here in Austin, that guy. I just don't run into circles yet.
Yeah.
Was that awesome, y'all? Give some hands up if
That's
that was
dope.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you dropped the golden gem. Boom.
Appreciate that.
Make sure
I wish we had
you
some
had
sound
some-
effects.
Actually,
Yeah, no.
you got the easy button here. All right.
Cool. So I didn't know how
and-
much more time we had, but that's why I had these little slides because I this is a lot. This can be really dense, really quick. Are we still cool on time?
Yeah, we're still cool on time. Empress Karina, I know you had your hands up. If you could put your questions in the chat box, we'll come back to them once Fred is done with the rest of the slides. That works for you.
Okay, yeah, we can take it right now. It's okay. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, well, we can do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, go ahead, Karina. Go ahead, Karina.
Okay, hi. Full transparency, I had to stop to chat with somebody, but it was about making a sale. So manifestation is powerful. So one thing that was just being shared with, I think it was Christine, was saying about like narrowing down like the words. I saw the metrics, the meta tool, which was very helpful. And actually I wrote a children's book and used a very similar strategy that helped me market it. So I definitely want to say like that's from the left side of the brain, very beneficial, but like right side of the brain as well. One thing that I've done when I've worked with branding clients, like doing branding and helping scale services and getting very clear on things is like write from your heart, which is very in alignment with what you do, and look at what you wrote and pick the 8 most resonant words from all of that And it gives such good direction on what actually stands out and matters. So just wanted to share that little bit because I could tell it's very heart-centered and is very in the creative realm. So I wanted to just sort of offer that as a new perspective as well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
100%. That's that, and I really do appreciate you doing that because I'm not as left brain as this presentation is. I promise you. I'm a firm believer in creative structure because that's actually one of my pop quiz questions that I have on here. And I'll just give you the pop quiz question right now. And to Karina's point, the pop quiz question is, what percentage of your language really matches your audience? Because because sometimes what happens is you're speaking in your future self, which is the person who's already solved the problem versus where you were when you had the problem. So even though we are heart-centered, we have to still be heart-centered back to exactly when we had that problem and what were the 3 to 4 steps, or maybe we had a 5-step process, what that was. And we still have to speak that language of where we were back then. Because one of the things that I get, even with heart-centered entrepreneurs, is they will get a lot of the industry language, the lingo, the jargon, versus just being like, hey, when I was sitting on the beach, really looking and wondering where my life was going to be, and I'm watching this dog just sitting there, and he's the waves are just splashing up on him. He's not even moving. I'm like, man, I feel like that dog right there, just out there wandering and just, like, so, I mean, how many of us have really felt that way? I mean, maybe we haven't, but my point is, if that's your audience's love language and they really can connect with your story, and it's also in a framework that will still be heart-centered, but also speaking their language, then chances are they're going to click the button to learn more. I always ask myself, if you were your earlier self and you were running an ad to yourself, what would you need to say to yourself so that you click the button? Nobody said it had to be hard. Right? Was that helpful?
Yeah,
Okay.
very.
Cool. So we have to remember to stay, and that's what I do. I'm very heart-centered when what I'm saying. I also wanted to add that caveat as well to what she said, because that's, to me, the holistic 360 view of it. Because sometimes as creators, we go too fast, and I'm like, we have to stop and slow down and remember where our audience is right now and exactly where they're stuck. And when you were stuck right there, what exactly were you thinking, saying, speaking, feeling, breathing? What was that fleeting thought that man, if I'd have thought about that 5 years ago, I'd be in a different position. They need that type of inspiration and motivation in order to, and that's the reason why my ad conversions are just so crazy. Like, literally, one of my clients, his real estate game, he was at $93.10 when I first started with him. By the time I got done with him, he was $2.82 per lead in a restrictive industry. That's how important what I'm telling you is. And when you're doing restrictive industry stuff on Facebook, they don't give you all of these behaviors and interests and things that you can look at. It's very plain Jane. It's like, what's your age? What's this for? And what do you have to say? And get off my platform.
Is that cost per click, or is that cost per conversion?
Cost per lead.
Cost per lead,
$93.10 cost per lead in the books for him to actually be able to contact.
So cool.
Yeah, so he's spending he was spending almost $200 a day when I first met him. So what I did was just looked at his ad copy. I could see that it was too broad, and I was just like, we have to go to the specific problem. So we did that. Use heart-based language, because he's in exact. Even though he's real estate, we went on more of the emotional side of the problem, and the conversions just started going down.
Wow.
Because what we're doing really is a big deal. People want to feel our energy. They want to feel our emotions. They want to feel like how it irritated us as well, and giving them some sign of hope. If you do this one thing, then, and if you like that, click the button to learn more. If you like what I said, click the button to learn more. Even if you're doing a post, if this is resonating, give me an amen. Drop a DM, hit me. However you're out there marketing, you have to put that action step to see if they're connecting. And that's what I'm doing right now. And that's why Rachel gave me an amen.
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 So now I start to see what you're sharing, Fred, when you talked about the sales and the coaching, how we as healers coach ourselves through our healing process. And it's like you sharing is go back when we had those problems to break through. And that's where we get the emotional connection of selling that emotion that connects with our audience, for them to sell themselves, or like you say, pre-sell the story in their heads. Correct?
Just figure out where they're at in their story, in their head, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember when I had that problem. This is what I did to get out of that. And that's literally how I express myself, even on my closing calls. I'm just like, what are you trying to get out of? Like, I can't sell you into anything, because nobody likes a chargeback. That's just my own personal belief, you know, because I got some programs that go as high as $100,000. I ain't trying to get charged back. I'm like, look, you trying to charge back, don't come back. Like, I'm done. I ain't got nothing to say to you. So, and I'm very serious about that. So my positions are very firm because I know what I do really works. But what I want to be also able to do is to make sure that I'm in total integrity with where that person is as well. And if they're able to maybe hit like 8 out, in my personal book, it's 7 out of 10 things that I'm looking for. So if they hit 7 out of 10, then I enroll them into my program. So, and if not, then it is what it is. I may outsource or just refer out somewhere else. Maybe I have a freebie or some things like that, if that makes sense. So
I'm like, what is those 7-10 things?
I can give you the first 3 if that's okay, because usually that's what I train on, and that's what my like 4-hour intensives are about. Just going over the first 3. It's actually 9, so it's part of my Patterns of Profit program. And you know, I just want to give you the best value I can with these. I will go over the top 3 today if that's cool, if we still have time, because I think we got about 15 minutes left. So is that cool? All right, cool. So the approach, just like we talked about right here, taking them through your experience in real time is the highest form of credibility. Am I not taking you through how I think as a lead gen mentor? You could have did this right alongside with me. Then that's what, you know, if your offer is like that, you want to give them as much as the experience as possible. I mean, some people don't like to be touched on the first date. I get it, you know, but that's why we have to be descriptive in our language as well. If you happen to be a practitioner that uses the physical touch or the senses, you know, we have to still be able to express that. And that's what I want to be able to explain to you. As much as you can do your best to just express as much as you can through all your actions, whether they're written, verbal, nonverbal clues, like all of that stuff really goes into your lead generation efforts. I don't know if you are aware of that, or maybe perhaps you haven't even thought of it that way until now, but I do my best to be that same person on and off the clock, because people don't want to get disappointed, you know, and I'm a human too. You know, I got my barriers. I'm like, look, somebody hit me up 2 days ago. Hey, this person needs to be in your WhatsApp. I'm like, I'm at the event, like I'm present time, you know, we had a blast, you know, so, you know, and again, that's just sometimes the access that my clients have to me. But for the most part, I do my best to give somebody a real immediate experience. And I want people to experience that even in the lead generation. I want them to know for a fact that I'm a warm person. You can reach me practically anytime. Just reach out, and here are the methods to reach me. And people like that, because that's the other thing that we need these days, per even the data. People want more of a human connection. They want to know for a fact that you are there for them. You know, if you're speaking and uttering your services, you should be known for like, yo, that's go see that person, like, period. You know, and people don't care how much you know, because they know how much you care until they know how much you care. So that's one of the takeaways that I wanted to do with that. Anybody have any questions on the approach? Because I did want to go a little bit more into those other 3 steps if we had time. Okay, cool. So here's the $1 million question. Nobody getting out of this one. How do you prepare content, communication, and connection that will ultimately lead to a conversion? I really want us to take I want us to take about 2 minutes. So if we have any 2-minute music, I definitely want us to really think through this one and take about 3 minutes to come up with the answers. And when you do, just go ahead and give me your best answer in the chat. I would love to see where you're at with that question. And if you have any questions about that question. seconds. And looks like we're at time. Cool. So what do we come up with?
You want to hear what I came up with?
100%.
Okay, so I have, well, first nail the top, oh, sorry, nail the topic. And then I have let the audience know they are not alone in whatever, you are, promoting or selling. Empathize with emotion. And like, if possible, I've been down that road and here I am. So it's that's part of credibility. And then ask them, what would it be like if so you can draw an imaginary thing about, what would it be like if you could sleep at night, if you felt held again, if you felt, whatever. And then lend my own credibility through my own history, my knowledge and expertise. And basically let them know I'm there to hold their hand through the experience.
Appreciate that. Who else that resonate with? That hit? Thank you for sharing. Who else? I have Lewis saying, by listening carefully to my clients, feeling their pain in direct conversations and asking what they most desire in their own way. I'm sorry, in their own words, so that I can frame it the way they need. 100%. Brenda says, ask questions first to learn their pain points, address those pain points, listen to their answers to understand where they are. Agree. And I do want to talk about pain points for about 30 seconds on that one, because I'm starting to see some trends in the marketplace. And then one of the other ones is experience. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. Experience eviction, lights are off, family is growing and need to transition and need extra money to avoid foreclosure and have a high tax liability. Active listen and embody Six Sigma system solutions and resources and frameworks, along with intuition and communication with divine source and ancestor to channel deeper issues to remove the financial anxieties from recurring after they receive financial relief. And it lasts less than 90 days probably. Okay. And then I've got for writing and online content, sales letters, explain their problem, show how I have seen the same, point out who is the bad guy, explain how to empower them and resolve issues with the bad guy and give something of value. Cool. All of those are amazing answers because those are your truths. So we have to put them out into the marketplace the way that the audience can understand. So I'm going to ask you the same question a different way now that we have these answers out. And maybe you do or do not know this, but at what grade level should we be writing?
12th grade.
Sixth grade.
Third grade.
Practically.
Third.
It's actually at between a third and a second grade level. And that's like even since 2005 when I was doing like sales training professionally for a multi-billion-dollar company, all of their words were written at a 3.5 grade level back in 2005.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it was literally a 4-minute interview that I trained 5 minutes. In my like, yeah, literally the 4-minute interview generated billions and billions and billions of dollars just at a 3.5 Kincaid Fleisch reading level. That was back in 2005. So that's about 17 years.
You
So
think it's gone down since?
It's like,
You think
Yeah.
it's gone down since?
it actually has, because when I first learned it 26 years ago, I was at an 8th grade level. So it's going down significantly. And the data supports it right now. TikTok and Facebook reels are at 2 seconds. It used to be 3 seconds. So what happens when your clients stop paying attention? That's the reasons why it's so important to really get some intriguing, enticing stuff up front that's going to really capture their attention, because we need to. And then through your processes, you should be able to expand out their attention span. So I had to see some hands up, and if you could help me out with that, Louis, because I can't see everybody. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything answered, because I know we're pressed for time. So I want to make sure we've got everything that they're getting.
Karina has a question. If you can be elegant, and by elegant, I mean like efficient and direct and quick.
Eloquent, got it. How I prepare content communication and connection that ultimately leads to conversion visually. This vitality package is the main focus right now for all things herbal. And by the way, if anyone is looking to actually heal their brain chemistry, this is it. Yeah, Rachel, I already tried DMing you, and I don't know why Zoom does not want us to be friends, but I want to be your friend. So like, let's stay in touch.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%. Visuals always work, and that's the reasons why I like to do them as well. They're very powerful tools. Any type of quote unquote prop works as well if you're doing video. I have a lot of implied authority just from a lot of stuff that I do and people who you're positioned to align yourself with. But the key is making sure that it really is your true core essence. And I think that's really the essential part of it. However, you got to get the strategy first. The tactics typically come after that. Where you go typically goes after that. It just does. It intends to flow. How much time do we have, Louis, brother?
You're muted.
About 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. 5 minutes.
Look, can we ask for an extension?
Yeah, and that's really, and I'll finish up with this slide. I had a few more, but I had a funny feeling that we'd just be going as way we want to go. So again, my hopes and dreams for your content is that it demonstrates your genius in putting data, because we have to be left brain. We have to bring the data, and I'm saying, and then Laura, I don't put any biases in it when I say we have to, but literally this is top level data that I'm giving you from the best data point sources, period, end of story. So we have to bring the data and the drama and monetize it. I'm gonna say it that way, because people are working to get out of their stuff. And if we can't explain their problem better than they can, then we don't show authority. Like, that's the reasons why some people need testimonials versus being like, hey, does this sound like you? When this happens, does that happen? And they go, yeah. With my wife, perfect example. We went to 4 different heart doctors. Nobody could find the problem. It wasn't until we talked to somebody else who we got referred out to, and he literally gave us the answers that we needed to save her life. So because he spoke and he explained the problem better than anybody else who had the credentials. That's the reasons why we can have courses that work. I call them courses of action, because you need to have not just information, but you have to have information with the expectation of transformation. You have to expect it, because if you don't expect it and your clients won't expect it, and that's the reasons why you have to be, and literally that's where the market's going. If you can't prove in a very short period of time that you know your stuff, it's too many other people out there. People aren't falling for the okie doke. A lot of people are understanding that their power as digital creators. They're starting to realize that in the next 2 years, 48 million more people will do that as well. And that's like straight from Goldman Sachs, because I like money. So I like going to money sources as far as where I'm getting my data from. It's a good, I like money. It's pretty cool, but the reality of it is, it's sometimes our own aversions, our own biases, our own feelings. It's just like, look, if somebody's in front of me, I want to know 2 things: how I can serve them to the highest level, and where they're at right now. Because even if I need to leave them, can I leave them better than how I left them? That's really my ultimate. If I have an agenda in the world, I keep it that simple. So I wanted to finish up with that. I do wish you well in your dream content. Some of the people were asking me as far as my stuff. And Louis, I didn't know if it was okay to drop links. That's why I'm just kind of like,
It's totally fine. It is welcome. Please, everyone, follow Fred on all forms of social media. Obviously, I mean, come on.
I definitely appreciate it, because I'm just now, I want to make sure that I'm being mindful of everybody's. I just love what I do, and I really want to give people solids. I specialize in that course creation as well, just to help people really get their stuff together. But none of that stuff matters if we can't get the messaging right. So that's where I spend a lot of my time, because the messaging really does equal that resonance, which equals that revenue that we're looking for. So, you have to be that way almost with your clients as well. If they can't go super deep with you, who can they go super deep with? That's what they're spending money for. They want the solution. Hook them up, really give it to them. And again, to me, and that's my last thing. I just want to really thank everybody for their time. You could have been anywhere else, and I'm super happy to be here in front of you. So if you need anything, I'm pretty accessible. I just want to be here to serve. So appreciate it.
Woo-hoo! Woo-woo! Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Fred Smith.
Thank
You got me when you said, I just love what I do. I think that's an important feature that a lot of people don't share. I love what I do. You're not, going to be like another, but
Yeah.
I'm really present for your client. I think that's really wonderful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I because that's what happened to me going through some of my coaching programs. I wish somebody would have held space for me. Some
Yeah.
people just need space held for them long enough, no matter what. That part right there, because that is literally 1 or 2 seconds away from them having a breakthrough. And if I cannot be still enough so that I can manifest that, then what are we talking about? So
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow.
Cool. So who got what you came for today? Who got more than you expected?
I'm sorry I was late. I couldn't figure out the password.
It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, this is how it goes here. We have amazing people. Let's give Fred another hand.
thank you.
Digital or live. That was badass. I am so overwhelmed. You over-delivered massively. So if you want more like this, who wants more like this? Okay, cool. We've got a couple options for you. And then we're going to end on a break room or a breakout room, excuse me, where you can share your biggest takeaways and connect with new people. So if you want to continue with Manifest X, we have a couple options. For those of you who it's your first time, you have a 14-day trial period, meaning you can come here, hang out, and then come back the next Monday, try it, enjoy it again. For those of you who are interested in being a member here, what we can do is we can give you a form where you can apply. Is there anybody who would like to apply to see if you qualify to be a part of this mastermind? Because if you do, that link is in the chat box.
I'm almost ready. Soon.
Beautiful. And then the next piece is if you would like to have a conversation with me about the possibility of being involved, like some deeper conversation around that. My link will be in the chat box as well for love and romance. No, I teach heart-centered coaches how to scale to 6 figures with fun, flow, and manifestation online. So like, that's part of why I'm subbing for Miro today for the Manifest X mastermind. But yeah, I also teach love and romance. That's my offer that I'm currently launching. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. It's all good. So I'm just going to double check that my link is correct on here and then drop it in the chat box if you all would like to schedule a call with me. And this is we like to call it a vibe check call. We're here to find out, like, what are you up to? What do you need? What are you looking for? Because even if it's not us, it might be someone else. So, all right, what we're going to do now is we're going to drop you into breakout rooms. And your prompt is this. What was your biggest takeaway from the manifestation meditation from Fred? And what your other prompt is, who are you and what are you looking for? So I'll put all 3 of those in the chat box. Who are you? Sorry, my camera. Who are you? Like, what do you do? What are you looking for? And what was your biggest takeaway? Everybody clear on that? Give me a hands up if it makes sense. I'll look for everybody's hand just to make sure.
I'm not clear on your how to get a hold of you. This appointment type.
Yeah, that is
I'm not technical.
That is to schedule an initial call. So click the link.
Uh-huh.
And it'll take you to a page. So it should be a page on your web browser. Can you see the page?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll pick a time.
Uh-huh.
With me. I'm the client success coach here at Manifest X.
Okay.
Yes, it should say Speaking Powerfully Now. That's correct. That's my personal business. And this is the Manifest X hour-long vibe check call. So, Christine, did that make sense?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'm just doing it right now so I don't have to worry about it.
And I'll
Thank
also,
you.
since you're scheduling the call, I'll send you the form to fill out that'll give me some great answers so we can make the best use of our time when we do speak. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Cool. And I'm directing you that. And anybody else have any questions about the call scheduling or the link or the scheduler? Going once, going twice. Sold to the beautiful people. All right.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, we're gonna jump into breakout rooms, and I saw that you all were clear on the different things that you're gonna be up to. So we're just gonna have you paired up. There will be a pop-up on your screen, and then I will probably be gone. I'm teaching another class in just a little bit, but Empress and Leah will be hanging out, one or the other or both, our smiling, lovely team. Let's acknowledge our team. Excellent. And I'll see somebody in one of those breakout rooms. Go ahead and have some fun, answer the prompts, and hang out.
I want to say thank you,
Louis.
Fred. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
On that sacred space. Woohoo!
Right. Hey, Fred, if I could have a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Louis, I didn't, I haven't jumped to my breakout room yet because I have a quick question for you once everybody's gone.
Absolutely. Fred, if you can wait a second, I'll take care of Brenda and then cool.
I was alone.
What's that?
I was alone, so I came back here.
Oh, let's is Walt here? Because I can put you with Walt. Walt, are you, did you fall asleep at the wheel? I guess.
No offense to Walt, but could I talk to Brenda? Because it seems like you're interested in the herbs, and I would want to.
So if you put us in the same room and then just give me just 2 minutes to talk to Louis, and then I'll come meet you there.
That sounds awesome. Thank you.
Cool. You're in the same room, and go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, so my question, I want to make sure I'm not breaking any rules here, Louis. I've been a member of the Facebook community, the one that's in the chat. Miro added me quite a while ago, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not ready to join your mastermind groups yet.
Cool. Well, here's what we'll do. I'm sending you a link to have a conversation with me. So part of what we're doing as an organization is cleaning up our healthy boundaries.
Okay.
We have found in general, when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. The more people invest in themselves to take this container seriously, the more value they get. Marie Miller, for example, last week and the week before, she was selling 15K pay in fulls. And that was because, well, she sold a pay in full and a payment plan, excuse me. But we want those kinds of results for you. And we want to leverage whatever works best for you in your world. And that may be being part of the mastermind, that may not. So I just sent you the link. Let's make sure you and I have a conversation to feel into whatever is best for you, given that. Make sense?
Okay, for sure. And Fred, thank you so much. We're sort of in the same field with sort of different approaches, but I would really like to, I've applied for both your Facebook groups, and I would really like to get together with you and maybe do a one-to-one if you're willing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's the reasons why I love this space, is because it's enough for everybody. It's just like, look what you got. You know, the more people we help, the better, you know. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So I will make sure to connect with you.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Beautiful. All right. Well, looks like Walt is the zombie in the room. So Fred, I am astonished, astounded, and delighted. I don't know if your schedule or availability allows you to do a part 2 because people were so hungry for it. I run a somewhat tighter ship than maybe Miro might in terms of time, because I've literally got other stuff that I've got to do. If he were here, he might have extended the timeline. So if you want, you're welcome back next week or in the future. Let me know
Sure,
what-
yeah, 100%, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm literally getting out here now on regular on paid stages, other stages, just wherever, because I think it's I want to be able to just really give people the data. I mean, it's incredible, bro. So I'm here to serve.
All right. Well, you're officially invited back for part 2 next week. Work for you?
Yes, thank you so
Okay,
much.
cool. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
All right,
Well,
much love, and yeah, we'll chat soon. Just let me know, and then I'll get it on my schedule. Okay.
all right. Sounds good, man.
All right, chat soon. Much love. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks,
Leah,
Fred.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make you host, if that works for you.
Yes.
Cool. And then I'm gonna jump out, but feel free to leave the breakout rooms open for everybody. As long as I don't know what your next thing is. I know you went from probably you went straight from there to the, did you get a break? Did you get a break?
Not really.
If you want to take a break, like a 10-minute break, I'll hold down the fort. I don't
It's
teach
okay.
for a little bit, but
Yeah, I know you have a meeting. It's okay.
okay. Well, I really appreciate you. And I'm keeping the recording on so that Meryl sees all of what happened here.
Yeah, just
And-
send me the recording maybe later once it's processed. So I think I have to download or upload that on YouTube.
Okay, got it. Beautiful. Yeah, that we may want to edit the last part out because we're still recording right now.
Yeah, I can just cut it out.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I can't, I was gonna go to stop it, but I can't even stop it because you're the host now. But yeah, cool. You are amazing. You have done a wonderful job. Thank you for being you. And I'm gonna jump off now.
All right, thank you.
You're so welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Hello, everybody. Smiley faces. Okay, so you may now close. I may now close. Okay. Well, before we get to closing, I know everybody had amazing success stories, and like you said, Christy and I are on the line, and I want to kind of just recap on everybody's success story, like because I feel that the energy is synergistic, and we can just close each other out. So let's start with CDK, like you say, in the house, then Brenda, then Chantel, then Christine, then of course our amazing man, Mr. Walt Lusk. And then from there, we are going to, oh, okay, there you go. Leah, and then we're going to say goodbye. So go ahead, CDK, come on. Tell us your success story and your gemstone that you can drop for us.
Well, for one, I was able to share about the herbalism package, which isn't even my product, but literally saved my life. And to me, being able to tell the story of like how I was at risk and now am more vitalized and revitalized than I ever have been in my life, like is a huge, huge win for me. So that was a beautiful, beautiful ability to do. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And what value benefits that you see now moving forward? So taking what you learned about the vitality and what Fred shared, how are you going to use that as a winning strategy for the next, like you say, 3 to 5 business days? Haha.
I'd say continuing to connect with people who actually are in need of the things that have helped change my life, and being able to utilize the like logical tools to communicate that effectively to them.
Yay, everybody give it up for CDK. What in the house, Reno? Woo! Brenda, you're next. What is your success story? What have you learned from Fred's wisdom? And what are you going to do for the next 3 to 5 business days to implementation? Because it's not just the information, it's all about what he said, take action, implement.
So I would say my success story is that I met 2 more wonderful new people from this group. I actually got to be in a room with them and meet them and get to know them. I'm also looking forward to, Fred has agreed to do a call with me. So I'm looking forward to that call where I can learn a little more from him, because I wasn't able to be here for the whole mastermind. The piece that I am going to apply though was the piece where he was talking about using the advertising to do research to find out like your target markets and your keywords and those things. That was really helpful to me.
Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. And like you say, definitely see us next week. So we want to hear that success story of that implementation. 3 to 5 business days, next Monday, share. Awesome. All right, Chantel, come on. Chantel is awesome sauce, ladies and gentlemen. She deals with celebrities, meaning that she will manage your bookings. Okay, you celebrity, are you building yourself like Empress into a celebrity status? But like, go ahead, Chantel, and she teach you how to manage your money. All right, what was your success story? And what are you going to be implementing in the next 3 to 5 days of what Fred has dropped in our noggins?
Let's see, success story. Him bringing back the love languages, because I learned that a while back, but I've completely forgot about that, and that's like a kind of a light bulb moment. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, I need to remember that, because people speak differently, and I'm always like learning how to improve on that. So that and the Facebook and Amazon, because I like my books, so I like to be able to utilize my books. So that was a huge game changer for me as well.
Excellent.
Implementing. So I like to sorry, hunger starting to kick in. So I like to implement stuff through visuals. So with the content part that he mentioned, I'm working on my video stuff for marketing. So making sure I finally set my marketing schedule so I can start connecting with people more personally through video marketing. So you'll be seeing more on Instagram. I was just testing out on TikTok, working on transferring that to Instagram as well. So you'll be seeing that shortly.
All right, excellent. All right, if I give her a little spare fingers, woo! Remember, it's Halloween. Woo! Calling the universe. Come on, ancestors. We need some support. Walt in the house. Come on, Walt. Show us what success stories, have you gained with Fred's wisdom, and what you're going to apply in the next 3-5 business days to share as a success story next Monday, sir. Are you still there, Walt? Whoa. He may have stepped away, but that is okay. Well, Leah, come on, Leah. Like you say, although you're behind the scenes, you're in front of the scenes, you're changing your life. What have you learned today in our amazing mastermind with Mr. Fred Smith? And what are you going to be implementing behind the scenes and Manifest X, as well in front of the scenes in your life?
Yeah, as Mira's assistant, it really helps a lot with lead generation. So though I'm not the ones who's gonna, because it's you and Luis's task for the lead generation, but I can always support you guys. And yeah, that's it. I'll be supporting you and Miro for the rest of my life.
You got a grocery store, right, in the Philippines, correct, Leah? So take that idea and concept for the community to get them buying more groceries.
No, we still
Yes,
have a
indeed.
typhoon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like you say, anybody, like you say, you want to support, definitely, follow with Miro, because there is, an event. And I'm just so gracious that, everything that's happening around you, you're still calm and a peace of mind. And I really appreciate that. So everybody send some love over there to Leah right now. Woo! Woo! Send the love. Send the love.
Thank you.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, amazing souls, divine audience. The success story that I learned that was a turnkey for me was the 2nd, 3rd grade language, simply because a lot of things that I do is really left brain. Yet as an artist, I can get so poetic and creative, where I may have a tendency where people are so captivated with the language that I didn't get the sale for it and putting it together, right? So my turning point of what I'm implementing is taking the wisdom of what Fred shared, is doing the data of going online and testing the keywords that are in alignment with what's marketing and trending with my topic and subject, and utilizing those keywords to create a 2nd or 3rd grade love language that can communicate to the hearts of people, because I want to save people money. I want to give them this tax strategy and be able to not just implement it, but I also want to open up where the root cause is causing financial anxiety, dealing with traumas. So in order for me to get deep with them, I must address the issue first on, Empress, are you going to put money in my pockets? And the answer is yes, before we get to them opening up. So I thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Miro, trusting us in this sacred space. And everybody have an amazing, like you say, Halloween, and see you next Monday with Mastermind. And then see everybody who getting Ricky Hill come back renewed with their energy. Woo! All right, so everybody on mute and say goodbye, see ya, and living a fuck yes life. Woo!
Happy
Bye.
Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy
Bye.
Halloween. Bye. Thank you.